Have you ever wondered if you handle the situation properly? I know I have. Well, you're welcome to SIP. Here, we say it properly. And we're looking forward to having you on each episode as we learn together how to say it properly. I am MABEL FOLUKE IRUKERA. See you then. Hello, you're welcome to Say It Properly. I'm sure you've been having a great time with us. Well, I have, and I'm sure you've learned one or two things as well. Today, we're going to talk about something different. But before then, what was it like the last edition? We spoke about gratitude. Have you expressed gratitude more? Are you more appreciative? Are you teaching those around you, to be grateful as well by the way you act and the things that you do? I hope so. And to start, I want to say thank you for joining us today. It's going to be an amazing journey together. I know that for sure. Well, before we go into the topic today, serious topic, we'll take a break and I'll be right back. Yes, you're welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about jealousy. What exactly is jealousy? It's that, green monster that comes out in everybody a little bit. It's not a good thing to have, not a good thing to exhibit, but it happens. And then we're talking about saying it properly, how to help people not develop that jealous spirit or to act in a jealous manner. Well, how do you even notice it? Especially in children, because children grow into adults, right? Okay, so you hear a child or hear a teenager, even an adult say, why does she always get everything she wants? That's a flag right there. I say, how come their family always gets to travel? We don't get to go anywhere. He said, Grandma seems to love Lola more than she loves me. That's a flag there. Those are signs that you need to look at. Oh, the one that's very interesting. How come their piece of meat is always bigger than my own piece of meat? It means that the person is paying attention to every little detail, and you need to watch that for that. So that's what jealousy is, when you begin to exhibit a trait of just thinking about what other people have as against what you have. Comparing consistently, that's what jealousy comes out of. Many times it comes out of a sense of loss and can develop into low self-esteem, which is why it's important to address it on time. How do you address it? Number one, do not start shouting, jealousy is a sin, you will go to hell. Don't start the 10 Commandments sermon on that child or that teenager or even your friend. That's not the way to go. What you're going to do is to aggravate that child or the person and make them feel even more dejected. No, you don't say that. And you don't say that's life. Because if it's a child you're speaking to or you're speaking to a teenager, what you have done is to make them expect little out of life. When someone expects little out of life, they give little to life. You have to remember that. That's not the way to say it. Don't say that's life as if you don't expect anything good from life. That's not the way to go about it. So how do we do it instead? Number one, empathize. Empathize. When you learn to empathize, what is empathy? Empathy is just putting yourself in that person's place and saying, yes, you're talking to a child and that child has complained about grandma spending more time with a sibling. And you just wonder, why is this child thinking like this? But that's a feeling that child has. So you don't, neglect that feeling, or you don't say, no, that's not it. Grandma loves you. Don't say that. Grandma does love that child. But you must empathize and let the child understand that it's something that you're feeling, but it's not always what it seems to be. And so you can tell the child, well, why do you think Grandma spends so much time with Lola and not you? Is that what you think, or is that what the fact is? What you're doing there is you've empathized and you're helping that child process the thoughts, because many times jealousy develops from wrong facts or from wrong signals that a child or an adult even receives. Another way to do it is to say, hey, you know what? Have you asked grandma just how much she loves you or how she feels about you? You'll be surprised that the child will be like, I don't want to ask, because you don't want that validation of what they feel already. Most likely grandma does love that child. So getting that child to confront grandma will make the child understand that no, it just seems to me that grandma is spending more time. We're trying to curb jealousy. That's what the purpose of this is. So you can do that. When it comes to other issues, oh, how come they get to do this? We don't get to do it. They have more money, they have more cars, they have more this. One thing you can say is everybody in life doesn't get all that they really want. We get a bit of everything, and you have a lot of the things that you have, and somebody wants that too. But you have what you have. So you're teaching that child to appreciate what he or she has at that time. Now I want to ask you a question. How do you as an adult, how do you respond to other people's successes? Yes, because when we're teaching children or young adults or even teenagers around us, we need to ask ourselves, what do they see us do? Your friend gets an award, a promotion. What does your child hear you say? What does your child see? How do you react? So you have to ask yourself as well, in your childhood, how did that develop? How did you develop that feeling of jealousy? Is it because you felt neglected? But you're at the place now where you can correct it and say, no, I don't have to be upset about what other people have. I have so much as well, and I can be happy for them. So we need to watch our own attitude, even as adults. Another way to look at it is, just seeing it as an issue, as a problem, and say, this is a problem. Every problem has a solution. How do we walk ourselves through it? How do we walk ourselves through it? A friend of mine told me something that he did. I think he does with his daughters even now. They're grown. He has 4 daughters. And he said, there's no pang of jealousy between them, because from when they were little, he did not always do the same things for them at the same time. I thought that was amazing, because I had to take that in. So you have little girls, and he chooses to go buy a pair of shoes for one, and the other 2 or 3 who are present at home at that time are going to help that sister pick out the shoes. I thought that was an amazing lesson. Is that something that we can do with our children? To let them know that I don't have to do the same thing for you and all your friends at the same time, or for you and your siblings. Who has a greater need at that time? That's teaching our children to put others before themselves and to help them not to be jealous when somebody gets something. For me, that was a big lesson. And I'm passing it on to you here today. How do you teach your child not to be jealous? We're going back to that. And that's one. Start with yourself. How do you say it properly? That's what we're talking about. Start with yourself. Are you looking inwards and asking yourself that question? Am I jealous? Am I acting jealously? In what way have I taught my child that? And of course, empathy. Empathize with that child and help the child go to that spot where they'll be able to understand better that they do not need those kind of feelings. We're rounding up this today. And jealousy, as devious as it can get, can also be something as a developmental issue just for a child, for just that point in time. And so it depends on how we handle it. Have you learned how to say it properly? I hope so. And so whatever you have, I'm glad that you have it. But I know I have some things as well, and I'm not going to be envious of you. Have a great day, and see you soon. But before then, one more time, I ask you, have you subscribed to Byronbee TV? If you haven't, please do that. Like, pass your comments, share, and we'll see you again on how to say it properly, okay? Bye. Have you ever wondered if you handle the situation properly? I know I have. Well, you're welcome to SIP. Here, we say it properly. And we're looking forward to having you on each episode as we learn together how to say it properly. I am MABEL FOLUKE IRUKERA. See you then.